Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Joshana here to talk about a friggin' app or website, both. First, it's time for a quick shameless plug, which I do every few videos or so. Just a reminder that if you feel so inclined, you can join my channel as a channel member. There's a little button down below if you are on a desktop. On mobile, there is a link in the description to get there to see the different tiers and what's available. The most fun one for me is doing the blooper reels. I just love seeing them all together. I don't know if anybody else finds them as fun as I do, but I love it because I'm quite a ridiculous person. But let's get into this video. So you likely have heard, I don't know, maybe not, because I still see people on Twitter and such when I talk about this that are like, what's this? Tell me more. So I'm here to tell you more about the StoryGraph, which is a website, also an app, I'll get into that, that is for tracking your reading. And the StoryGraph was created by a Black woman, and I will have links down below for the StoryGraph's social media, Twitter, Instagram, and they post updates all the time. The reason I'm making this video is because I missed a major update, like an idiot, that they launched this new feature a month ago that does now everything I really need a site like this to do for me personally. And so I am saying goodbye to Goodreads. So check out those links though for their social media. And yeah, the original idea or the purpose of the StoryGraph per the creator, and I'm not quoting, this is just paraphrasing. So if for some reason she sees this, I'm sorry if I'm saying anything that isn't exactly right. You guys can definitely go check out their stuff to see the full story or whatever. But she wanted a site that would be more intuitive and smarter with giving better book recommendations. So a place for you to find books to read that you maybe wouldn't normally find. And it's all based on your preferences. There's a little quiz you fill out and stating your preferences, which you can change. I'll show you that in a bit. And also your reviews, what you say you like or don't like. It keeps all of that stored and tracks it all and gives you recommendations based on those preferences. And also something that I have seen the creator, I can't remember her name right now, so I'm very sorry. But I've seen her say that she does not want the StoryGraph to become another social media platform. And I very much appreciate this because for me personally, Goodreads, I've never really used it in that regard. I don't follow other people. I hardly ever comment on reviews or updates. Every now and then I might, but I like on that homepage where you can scroll down to see everybody's updates, I never look at it. And like the direct messaging, why? I don't think that's necessary. And I've heard from a lot of people that there's just creepy dudes that try to use it as a dating app and message girls on Goodreads, which is just fucking hilarious to me. And yeah, so I just appreciate that the idea with the StoryGraph is that it is not that. You can follow people, which again, you'll see in the video. I'm gonna do a walkthrough for you. You can follow people so that you'll see their updates and you can heart their updates on anything they change. There's no comment capability, which is good to me. And there's no direct messaging, private messaging. So you can't be having conversations with people on the StoryGraph. And I love that. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk through it to introduce you to the StoryGraph if you have not heard of it or seen it before. So let's do that now. So here's what the StoryGraph looks like. I believe I likely would have said in the intro, but just in case I didn't, it is in beta mode still, which honestly makes me just so hopeful and excited for what more they're gonna do because what they've already done is stellar. But yeah, here on the homepage when we first come, so obviously you have like a search, the homepage link right here. I also wanted to show how the search functionality works because I know that Goodreads is not great with that. If you misspell, if you don't type in the entire book title, a lot of times it won't pull up the book properly. So I'll show you this one. I tested this earlier. So what I'm looking for is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, okay? I misspelled Southern and I didn't type in the full word. Booyah. Amazing. Super fast and accurate. And it's very easy if you can't find a book that you're looking for. Most books I have searched for, like 99.9% of them have already been here. But if it's not, you type in the title and the author, and it imports it, again, very quickly, within, I would say, maybe 10 seconds or so, and it imports it with the description and everything. I don't know how it works. I'm not a website coder. I'm not a web engineer. I imagine it searches the internet somehow, finding it. At any rate, it's all very intuitive and very smart. So yay again to StoryGraph. These different tabs, but right here on the homepage, you can see you're currently reading. Now, the only thing that is a small thing that I do hope that we get eventually, but it's not a make or break thing for me personally, is progress on your currently reading. You don't have that at this time as far as saying like what percentage you are, what page you're on now. You can simply be currently reading, read, or to read, or DNF, or just remove the book entirely. So after doing my initial recording for this walkthrough, and then I did one other update while editing, I also learned on Twitter via a BookTube book Twitter mutual of mine, mutual friend, that the progress bar, tracking your progress in a current read, is going to be a thing in the future. So I found the tweets where they were talking about it. Right here, they said, that's on the list for launch, a private reading dashboard where you can track progress and add a note. I envision, I'm going to go with envision because I can't talk. It becoming a sort of reading journal. I kind of want to sort out the addition problems first though because of page number differences, etc. So yeah, that is a thing that they are going to do in the future, which makes me very excited because as I say in this video, that is not a necessity for me, but it would be nice to have. It would make my StoryGraph life pretty much complete, I think. There's probably more stuff that they are planning on doing that I don't even know about. Definitely go follow them on Twitter or Instagram or both. I think they are the StoryGraph at both. They are very responsive on Twitter as well as Instagram. Very interactive, which is awesome. Again, much different from Goodreads. I love that Did Not Finish was there from the start. That is automatically one of the options, the status options you can have for a book. Love that because I DNF very frequently. So there's that. And then down here, we can get to your recommendations. Now, of course, this gets smarter the more you review and say what you like or don't like. I haven't actually done that a ton because honestly, it's kind of funny that I love StoryGraph so much because that's not really something I feel like I need, but I will use this. I just haven't yet. But yeah, so these are all recommendations based on my preferences. Now there is a quiz you do, and it's pretty thorough, and you can change it here. So these are my options, my preferences based on my answers the first time, but you can edit your answers. At any rate, so here they are. So if I see one that I go check out the description for, or it's a book I've heard of and I know I'm not interested, or I read the description and I realize, that doesn't actually sound like something I want, I can just click this little X to don't show me this book again. And I love that. Super easy. And I think you can do it for authors too here. If you, yeah, don't show me this author again. So if there's an author that you're just like, I don't want to see their shit, I don't like them, I don't want to read any of their books, whatever, then you could just click that and they won't show up again. And yeah, you can go through here and be like, yep, add this to my to read. No, I don't want to see this ever again, and so on. And if you are a mood reader and you're in a particular mood for something, bam, right here. So these are those categories: adventurous, challenging, dark, emotional, blah, 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 blah. Show books with any of those moods, all of the selected moods, the pacing, if it's fiction or nonfiction, genre, include these, exclude these, and page length. So it's pretty awesome. It's already very intuitive, very smart, very helpful. If you are someone who really loves getting different recommendations, I would say definitely check out Storygraph. And then you have your to-read pile. I'm going to get into that in a minute. Books you own. Books on the Storygraph. I'm actually not sure. This is the first time I've seen this. Is this just all books here? Oh yeah, browse all books. Oh, so you can just browse them instead of searching. Okay. So find a book up here is just that's the homepage or whatever. Reading challenges is also pretty cool. I only did my reading goal for 2020, and you can edit that. There are other reading challenges though if you click add. So you can create a challenge or you can browse challenges that already exist. So you can join all of these or you can create your own. So community, people you follow, and everyone. So you can see updates and you can heart things, but as you can see, there's not a comment option. And someone you follow, if you click on them, oh, see, I don't even follow them. Why are they showing up here? But you can see what people like to read, their overall profile, what they're currently reading, what they've read recently, their 5-star, their to be read, and any reading challenges. But you can't message them. This early bird thing, so this is just indicating that this person is an early bird, which I'm actually going to do this. I just keep forgetting. But Storygraph Plus, which is coming early 2021. So yeah, to help keep it ad-free, which I would love to do, gives you unlimited recommendations, stats trends, so you can see how your data has changed over time if you want, versus just seeing what the current data is, I think. Personalized similar books, so comparisons almost, hey, if you like this, you might like this. Priority queuing for if you update those reading preferences, getting new recommendations, you'll be prioritized for getting a new list. And you get early access to new features and a little profile badge like we just saw. So I'll do that later. So then if we go to your Storygraph, this is where I have my stuff. I can do my preferences, my account. It tells me what I like to read. So you can click to see your stats. And let's check October. So it tells you the moods that you've read. Ooh, I'm reading dark and mysterious things, apparently. Pacing, slow or medium. Page number, fiction or nonfiction. And then what the genres themselves were. And yeah, there we go. And then your star ratings. I haven't been utilizing it as much because I've still been hanging on to Goodreads. But I'm going to go through and as much as I can for this year, make sure I have everything up to date, make sure I have ratings for everything, because yes, I've been keeping up with at least marking books as being read on Storygraph, but I haven't been doing all the reviews and stuff because I was just hanging on to Goodreads, even though I didn't want to. So back here, again, your currently reading is here, books you've read recently is here. Also want to show the review section on Storygraph because I think it's truly stellar. It's very easy as well to add or remove past reads. When I imported from Goodreads, it was back in June, and I had some of these that were a little messed up, but it was super easy to go through and change them. So this is where on that recommendations page, and just browsing in general, you can filter via these things. So these are those moods that are set up by Storygraph, and you can pick if the book you read fit whichever of these. It's like a select all that apply type of thing. I'm not actually doing it for this though. Black Sun was not relaxing. And then you pick the pace of the book, how you would rate it if it was slow, medium, or fast. Strong character development, yes, no, it's complicated or not applicable. Same for, would you say the cast of characters is diverse? Did you find the characters lovable? Are the flaws of the main character or characters center stage? Same things. And then the star rating, which is in quarter stars, which is amazing to me. Then here's where you can put your actual review, and then you can do spoiler tags. And then, would you like to add any content warnings? This is something that they added after I joined, or after I signed up. So you can say if it was graphic, moderate, minor. Maybe there were some that were graphic and some that were minor, etc. And then, do you want to add any further information about the content of this book? So there you go. Very thorough reviews, your 5-star reviews to read, and things you've tagged and books you own. This also, I haven't marked every book I own, but let's go to my to-read pile, and I'll show you books you've tagged, how you can do custom shelves, or what would be custom shelves, right? So you can filter again using their things, and then let's say I want to see fantasy romance. Things I've tagged as fantasy romance, right? Oh, only one. Dang. Oh, I know what I did more of. I haven't done a lot, but TBR historical fiction. So here are the current books. I definitely have not gone through all of them that I tagged as TBR historical fiction. So if I'm like, I want to see my TBR historical fiction shelf, here it is. This is that, in Goodreads, you have the different shelves, and you just add them to that shelf here. Bam, bam. It's the same thing. It's just the layout is different. It just looks a little different. And I just love that. Now, it doesn't work. Something I would like for it to be able to do, which would be even better, and like just light years above Goodreads again. I mean, it already is to me, but if you could like cross-reference, and do like, okay, I want to, like how you can with genres, do include any or include all. I would like to be able to do that with tags also, where, okay, I want to see my TBR fantasy, but only the ones that are also tagged as young adult. Right? That's not what it does right now. So see here, this one is young adult, but it's not TBR fantasy. This one is TBR fantasy, but it's not young adult. So I would like that also. I think that would be just even better. But I don't need it to do that because my custom shelves that I use are usually just these TBR ones. TBR nonfiction. What do I have here? I think only one. Yeah, I haven't gone through all of them yet. So yeah, it's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. I suppose I should explain how to tag as well. That would be great. As I was editing, I realized I didn't say that ever. So this is my to be read pile. I'm just kind of browsing through it, right? And I'm adding tags as I go through. So it's literally just this little button right here, add tags to this book. You click this and you can type in your own. Once you type in one and use it once, it will show up in the drop down. So if I do TBR, okay, fantasy, there we go. And then I click, I think it is fantasy. And then I do update. And some of the things I have are also like already categorized for the book, so I could filter it, but not all of them. And some of them, it's like I want different ways of filtering it, different categories. Why did I say that so weird? So I'm still doing my own. I'm tagging if it's young adult or if it is, whoops, that's not a 0. or if it is adult or middle grade, which I don't have very many of those, but yeah, it's as easy as that. And then you can edit it very, very easily. So super simple to do, very, very simple to do. I think that's why I forgot to show it, but there it is. And I am officially going to stop using Goodreads. I mean, I'll probably keep the account just in case there's ever a book I want to look up that maybe isn't on Storygraph or something, which hasn't happened to me thus far. Everything I've searched has been also on Storygraph, so I doubt that would happen, but just in case, I'll probably keep my account on Goodreads. I'm just not really going to use it anymore. So yeah, I'm excited. There we go. I hope that was interesting to some of you. I just thoroughly love it, and I'm going to spend more time today and tomorrow doing all my tags on all my books and adding reviews to everything so that I can just cut ties with Goodreads ASAP. Something else that I don't believe I mentioned in the walkthrough is that the Storygraph is, like I said, it's in beta still. So they have the website, which will be linked down below, but they don't have an app currently available in the App Store. But if you go to beta.thestorygraph.com on your phone, in your mobile browser, and you get to their site, do the share. I don't know where it is on an Android, but on an iPhone, it's like right in the center bottom. There's like the little share icon. And when you click share, you'll scroll down and you see add to home screen. When you do that, it pops it on there with the cute little logo, and it looks like a little app, and it functions like an app. It does not, like when you click it, it's not like opening up the mobile browser and you're looking at the mobile site. It functions entirely like an app. It's just not an app to download from the App Store, if that makes sense. So that is how you will get it on your phone. And that's all. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.